In a world where reality often outpaces satire, President Donald Trump has once again taken the stage with a grand announcement, this time unveiling a tariff plan that promises to restore the American dream and naturally make America great again. Because really, why settle for being just great when you can be the greatest, the best, the most tremendous of all time? Delivered with all the subtlety of a sledgehammer wrapped in a gold-plated flag, Trump's latest economic gambit is set to supercharge the domestic industrial base, or so he claims. Standing in the White House Rose Garden, the president addressed an audience of American steelworkers, auto workers, farmers, and skilled craftsmen who, according to him, have been suffering gravely. "We have a lot of them here with us today," he said, as though the workers were part of an exotic petting zoo. "They've been subjected to the villainous antics of foreign leaders who, in a plot twist worthy of a blockbuster, have stolen our jobs, ransacked our factories, and torn apart that elusive concept known as the American dream. But fear not, because here comes Trump, cape billowing in the non-existent breeze, ready to save the day with a shiny new tariff plan. This plan, described as the economic equivalent of a magic wand, slaps a baseline 10% tariff on all imports to the U.S., with special customized tariffs for countries that have dared to impose higher tariffs on American goods. The tariffs took effect faster than you can say trade war, with the promise that jobs and factories will come roaring back into the country. Because if history has taught us anything, it's that nothing attracts business like making it more expensive to do business. Of course, the Trump administration, in all its benevolence, is only charging other nations approximately half of what they charge the U.S. on tariffs. This gesture of kindness, the president assures us, is not to be mistaken for weakness. For nations that treat us badly, we will calculate the combined rate of all their tariffs, non-monetary barriers, and other forms of cheating, Trump declared, demonstrating his prowess in international diplomacy by essentially calling out the world for being a bunch of cheats. But don't worry, the U.S. is being very kind. And as we all know, kindness is the cornerstone of any robust foreign policy. Fox News Digital, ever the beacon of impartiality, has examined the full tariff list and consulted experts on who stands to lose the most from this economic masterstroke. According to Samir Kapadia of the Vogel Group Vietnam, a country that might not have the resources to engage in a tariff tit-for-tat will likely lose the most business. Vietnam charges the U.S. a whopping 90% tariff on imported goods, so naturally they're now facing a 46% tariff when exporting to the U.S. Because if there's one thing we've learned, it's that nothing says amicable trade partnership quite like a hefty tariff. But hold on to your international trade textbooks, because the plot thickens with China, which is now facing a 34% tariff. Combine this with previous tariffs, and China's tariff barrier is climbing faster than a SpaceX rocket. Experts predict it could soar to 150% by 2025, a number that sounds more like a fever dream than a fiscal policy. Meanwhile, Europe might see some fallout too. But hey, that's a problem for future U.S. Amidst the chaos, India and Japan emerge as the unlikely winners. With new tariffs of 27% and 24% respectively, these countries somehow find themselves in the president's good graces. Japan and India have been busily reducing their own tariff barriers in what can only be described as a diplomatic game of let's make a deal. Because, as everyone knows, the best way to negotiate is to start with threats and then sprinkle in a touch of charm. And let's not forget the American Rust Belt, where the industrial renaissance is supposedly underway. Once the heart of American manufacturing, towns like Youngstown, Ohio, are dusting off the cobwebs and preparing for a new era of steel production. After all, nothing screams economic revival quite like the return of industries that have been dormant for decades. As Ohio Reporter Michael Rowley puts it, when we see some of these tariffs put on the United States, we realize this is the greatest reconfiguration of trade in American history. Truly, it's an exciting time to be alive, unless, of course, you're one of those pesky globalists who think trade should be, well, global. So, dear viewers, as we watch this economic spectacle unfold, what do you think about Trump's latest tariff plan? Is it the bold move America needs, or just another chapter in the never-ending saga of economic absurdity? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're here, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more news, views, and satirical takes on the circus we call politics. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy a good dose of irony with your news, and share your thoughts because, as always, we value your input. Stay tuned for more, because in the world of politics, there's never a dull moment.